We gotta change it up for the Pels, baby.
Are you serious right now?
Episode 28. Gotta roll with the Wipe Me Down. Episode 28.
I like it, Sam. I like it.
Yeah, you keep it. We're just, we're keeping things mixed up, and I think Santa Claus has really delivered for this podcast here.
That is an understatement, Sam.
The production level from last episode to this episode should be much better.
It's night and day.
I'm off the Samsung fridge as it was coined. Connor has a better mic now, so that'll be good. Connor's mic was never bad, but it's better now. But my camera is the big thing.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'll have to get the back.
And Sam's lighting. Look at the lighting.
My candles.
And Sam, we're not just gonna overlook the technical difficulties we encountered before the show.
I spent probably an hour using a various array of profanity trying to get this.
It was bad. I witnessed all of it.
I was weaving a tapestry of profanity.
He threatened blowing up the old Fortnite map.
Yeah, and
that did happen.
And nobody wants to see that. But luckily, I did get it set up after about 45 minutes.
And somehow your microphone is still intact, or your headset.
The mic is still intact. The headset's still intact. I threw the headset about 4 times.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I didn't want to throw the mic. Intact. But yeah, we're here anyways. Episode 28 on YouTube, which quality much better now. Spotify, Apple Podcast quality should be better now. So be sure to do all that YouTuber-y stuff and tell your friends. Great show here.
I like how you use that YouTuber stuff every episode. You say you do that, all that YouTuber stuff.
I don't feel like saying it because I sound all
No, I agree with you.
No, but tell your friends that we got a great thing going on here. I think
we really do.
Debatably the best Pelicans podcast.
Unpopular
here. But let's get into it. Pelicans get maybe their best win of the season tonight in a 1-point win over Minnesota. How big was Zion Williamson for the Pelicans?
Sam, this is the best version of Zion Williamson we've ever seen. I think you can agree with me.
Yeah.
The way Zion is able to draw double teams, finish layups, dish out to open guys. I mean, you saw it. He dished out at least 2 passes to Trey Murphy that led to 2 big threes. It's immense. Like, it's so nice having a guy like Zion on your team that you can just run your offense through. And this is without Brandon Ingram, who is a bona fide killer.
Yeah.
And it's only looking on the up right now for the Pelicans.
Definitely. I've said it in this stretch when we've had Brandon Ingram out is like tonight the Jazz are more of an interior defense team. We played teams that have better perimeter defense, but no matter what, you always could need.
You mean the Timberwolves?
Who did I say? The Cavs?
You said the Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. Okay, whatever. We don't speak of the Jazz on this channel. No. But the T-Wolves more of an interior defending team. We've played some more perimeter-oriented teams. But no matter what, you'll always need that 3-level scorer, and the Pelicans still have been missing that lately. So I think the Jazz gave Zion a pretty rough time in the first half. And
You said it again.
I did? Jazz.
You did. You said Jazz.
Why am I thinking of the Jazz?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways. The T-Wolves were giving him a tough time, I think, in the first half, and I'm fairly certain he was on a slight minutes restriction because he got subbed out very early in that game. So I think it was tough for him to find a rhythm. But once he got into the second half, especially down the stretch, Rudy Gobert had 5 fouls on him. I think he started to play a little bit more timid defensively.
Yeah.
And Zion took advantage.
Yeah. I mean, find a rhythm he did. He had 32 second half points.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, that's a lot. And like you said, he did a lot of other things out there very well.
For sure.
Some big assists to Trey Murphy. And
the defense, man.
Defense, he's been probably a plus defender, I think, this year in a lot of ways.
I think he's definitely been a plus defender. I mean, he made arguably the game-winning play on that steal, the breakaway steal.
Yeah, no, that was a big moment. And the 3 as well in a spot where we were down 5.
Yeah.
He misses that. maybe they Jazz rebound, get the ball, go up 7-8, and it's a different game. But so Zion just came up so big for this team, and we've seen him dominate games, but I don't know if we've seen him dominate games down the stretch like he did tonight.
Right. And Jackson Hayes also had an enormous three.
Yeah, Jackson Hayes did have a corner three that was pretty nice. But I don't know what they do with Jackson at this point.
Yeah, same with Kyra Lewis. I mean, he didn't play tonight, and he played well against the Pacers.
Yeah. You know, he looked good against the Pacers, maybe not in the greatest minutes ever seen, but he did have some quality minutes where he played okay.
Yeah.
And then Jackson Hayes is just way too good of a player to be the 12th man in a rotation.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's not a starter right now, but he absolutely deserves to be getting like quality minutes. And
He could start on a Pistons.
Yeah, he could start on a really bad team, but like I think there is probably about 27 or 28 teams that could use Jackson Hayes in their rotation better than the Pelicans do.
One thing I took away from tonight was Naz Reid had a pretty good game. I was happy to see Naz Reid have a decent game.
I made arguably my greatest comparison ever. I said Naz Reid is to Cat what Tyler Huntley is to Lamar Jackson, and that was just sports poetry.
That is poetry. I'm going to be honest with you. That is poetry.
But yeah, Naz Reid had a good game. He had Naz Reid can shoot from a lot of different spots on the court, is what I noticed. He had a corner three, I think, at one point, even though he's more of a top of the key shooter. But so he's pretty versatile. And then he had a few plays where he was on the drive.
The Pelicans are now in sole possession of the 1 seed.
And the Nuggets lose?
The Nuggets just lost by 1 point to the Kings.
Nice. Light the beam, baby.
Light the beam.
The beam.
Sacktown.
Yeah.
Also, Larry had like neck spasms. Had to leave the game early. Any thoughts on that?
That's what it was. I saw him. He got hit by maybe Bryn Forbes. Shut up, Bryn Forbes. But I think Jackson Hayes and Larry Nance kind of contend for the same minutes of like the 4/5, and Larry's obviously had those minutes, but maybe we see Jackson get a chance more so. But Larry Nance is obviously a great player, and Jackson Hayes would have to step up to reach that level that Larry Nance has been playing at this year. But if he does get that chance, I'll be excited to see it. And at the very least, maybe he'll up his trade value.
Yeah, same thing with Kyra. But even if Larry goes down for a little bit, like, it doesn't worry me at all because we still got Jackson in our back pocket.
Oh, definitely. And there's so much depth on this team. I said this is a legitimate 12-man at least rotation if you have our main 10, and then as well as Willie Hernan-Gomez, who we've seen be very productive in limited minutes, and then Jackson Hayes, who's played really well in the last week.
Yeah, Willie's another guy I would like to see get more play, but it's hard with how deep this team is.
Definitely. And I mean, over the course of an NBA regular season, there's so few times where your team is like completely healthy that injuries simplify things for your rotation. And that's what I think they're doing for us right now with Ingram and Herb out. But I look at like even a guy like Devontae Graham, who's been hooping all year. If this team is fully healthy, I don't know if Devontae Graham gets minutes because of the way Dyson Daniels has played.
See, that's a good question because I never really thought about that because I guess the Pelicans have never been fully healthy this year. I mean, I guess we were at the beginning,
like
but
the first 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, but Dyson wasn't in the rotation then.
Yeah.
And now I think Dyson has solidified himself in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you really can't go wrong with whatever direction Willie chooses to go. Coach Green.
No, definitely. But I don't, as much as I'd like to be an NBA coach, I don't really envy the position that Willie Green is in to have to make rotation decisions between like guys that are absolutely NBA rotation worthy. They definitely deserve to be out there getting quality minutes.
No, it's a tough job. I briefly want to touch on how bad Rudy Gobert has been and how bad how badly set up the Timberwolves franchise is for the future.
Yeah, it's not good.
They have nothing. They have
No,
nothing.
I think that's what happens when you trade 5 first-round picks, essentially, if you consider Walker Kessler, and then Malik Beasley, a former 20-point per game scorer, Patrick Beverly. Hello. Okay, sorry, my dog's entering the room. Okay. Um, as well as 20-point scorer per game scorer and Malik Beasley, and then one of the leaders of the team and a great defensive player in Patrick Beverly, and then Jared Vanderbilt, one of their best young guys, a great rebounder, a great defensive player, and you give all of that up for a B tier All Star, right? I mean,
At that.
he's gonna impact the game defensively, of course, because he's one of the best defensive players of his generation. But does he do enough else to warrant like a package that like might be given up for Kevin Durant, you know?
Rudy
Uh,
Gobert the other night when they played the Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo less Heat, he got outdueled by a player on a two-way contract. I don't know if you
um,
saw that or not, but this did happen.
I mean, Rudy was definitely playing well in the first half, but they got him in
Yeah,
foul trouble in the third quarter, and then he kind of just was off his game the rest of the way.
yeah. I mean, as you said, he was playing a little timid, trying not to foul out, but he eventually did foul out.
Yeah. To talk about the refs, I know you have a lot of thoughts. I'll let you go first.
So we've covered this a little in a past pod before, but I guess the referees, like you said, don't really know how to referee Zion Williamson yet, which is strange because it feels like you have an example in Giannis. You could more or less do the same thing.
Yeah, I think
Both
the
trying to play
way
bully ball.
Yeah, no, I think the ways that they get to the rim are a little bit differently because
Well,
Giannis
once
is
they're at the rim, it's
yeah, no.
identical.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. But I think a lot of the times that they miss calls on Z is when he's getting to the rim, which is different from Giannis a little bit because Giannis kind of wants to go around you, whereas Zion really wants to draw contact and go through you.
Right.
Um, and they're both very good at those two things respectively. But I think they miss a lot of calls on that contact that he draws getting into the paint. He gets, you see two arms on his back a lot of the time. He swipes on the arm a lot. And they probably miss 5 to 7 calls a game on him, at least on average. And tonight it was well more than that.
Right.
So hopefully they can figure out how to officiate Zion Williamson sooner rather than later. Otherwise, it's gonna impact games as it did tonight in the second half.
Right. Well, as long as Zion keeps making a name for himself, I'm sure that'll just come with time.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. That was almost a little bit of what I saw with Giannis when we played them the other day. Is like, well, he's just getting calls because he's a 2-time MVP and he's made the All
Right.
Star game like 7 times.
Yeah.
So it'll come over the course of Zion's career, I think. But the officiating in that game, sorry, we got a brief cameo from my dog. Okay, the officiating in that game was nothing short of insulting.
Abysmal.
Like it was so bad that at one point, I was like, I was at the game, but the third quarter was so long that
Oh, you were there?
yeah, yeah, I had pretty good seats. It was cool. But I was there for or the third quarter was so long that at one point we look at the clock and it's like 9:20 at the end of the third, which would mean that it's already a 2 hour and 20-minute game. And our parking to where we were parked would go up at 10:30. So there was some discussion of if we would have to leave at some point in the fourth quarter because of how long the game took due to the refereeing. It was so bad, the officiating in that game.
Yeah, I had texted you this, but it seemed like Anthony Edwards was getting the benefit of the doubt when Zion Williamson wasn't
No,
by the
you're absolutely right.
referees,
You're absolutely right on that.
which
'Cause
doesn't really make sense to me.
No, because they were playing
because
similar games too
right,
in that third quarter. But I mean, you realize we just watched an hour-long quarter of NBA basketball, which quarters are
that's
typically like,
unacceptable. That's
yeah,
unacceptable.
yeah, quarters are typically 30 minutes, maybe. But for a third quarter, are typically shorter, so maybe like 25 minutes, and it was an
Right.
hour.
Yeah. One other guy I want to talk about is how good has Trey Murphy been this year, man?
When he's been good, he's been good. The last week has probably been rough, but he did have 3 threes tonight, or 4 threes tonight, something like that.
I think on the whole, this has been a great year for Trey
Oh,
Murphy.
no
Yeah, he
doubt.
had that week and a half skid
Yeah, he had a slump
of,
for a little bit,
I mean,
but he's
all shooters go through slumps like that.
yeah, for sure.
And Najee Marshall, another guy, just a bucket off the bench.
No,
Well,
Najee's
he
really
started. He started tonight. Did
no,
he
he did
start
start.
tonight? Yeah.
No, he started tonight. No, Najee's been so impressive because I thought Najee was going to be like the hype man, for this team. I didn't think he'd actually see real minutes, but
Right.
he's been so good when he started, and he can really score at a high level. He's tough to keep off the free throw line when he's on the drive if you're gonna really try and get in his way. And then defensively, he's taken some of the harder matchups that we've had to deal with, and he's done fairly well, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the development of players like Najee and Jose. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that has to be a testament to the Pelicans organization.
It is, and it's I don't know what you could scouting, whatever you want to call it, talent,
Yeah.
acknowledgement, whatever. But because I look at 3 out of the last 4 years, we've gotten undrafted two-way guys that are now key NBA rotational pieces in Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado, and we can't forget the great Kenrich Williams, who
Kenny
got.
Hustle.
First of all, shout out to Kenny Hustle. He got a bag this summer in OKC, and then he's been playing actual minutes. So, and then the other guy, the reason it's 3 out of 4 is because the other guy was DD Lozada, who most Pels fans don't know who that is, but the real ones do.
Yeah, we,
Um,
we both know who Didi Luzada is.
um, but it's definitely a testament to how good we've been at picking out these guys. Even outside of the draft, but also in the draft. Trey Murphy 17, Herb Jones 35, Dyson Daniels at 8. Um, so it's a lot
Yeah.
of great picks lately.
Sam, what didn't we sign Jose to an extension?
Yeah, Jose was signed last year. I think it's 4 years, 6.5, which by the way is criminally underpaid.
I know.
Like,
Honestly, like normally for like us as fans, we're like, yeah, that's good. Like we're saving money for
nah,
the
Jose got
cap.
to be
We don't
making.
want that. We want
I want,
Jose to get his bag.
I want Jose to be chilling.
Yeah.
Jose should probably be making like 5 a year or something.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that'd probably be fair. But yeah, he's getting underpaid. Um,
Yeah, and then you want to talk a little bit about the Pacers game a little bit?
Pacers game. You have to remind. Oh, we kind of just blew them out, right?
Yeah, but I mean we're missing
Missing
everybody.
5 rotational pieces that are
It was
like
more than five.
Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Larry Nance, Trey Murphy, and
Zion
Dyson Daniels, Zion
and
Williamson. So
Zion.
six. So six of
Six.
our
Yeah.
top 10 players were out, and we beat a winning basketball team by like 20, and it wasn't remotely close at any point. It was really impressive, and it's a testament to how good our bench is.
And coaching staff. But
And coaching, obviously, yeah.
I've never had, other than maybe the play-in tournament last year and game 2 of the playoffs, I've never had more fun watching this team.
No, they're such a likable group, which is good and which is great, and bad in some ways because it makes it difficult to say, "Hey, let's trade for Buddy Hield and get rid of Jackson Hayes and Devontae Graham." Um, so it makes that part of being a fan difficult because it is still a business and they're such a
Yeah.
fun group to watch. But yeah, I think for Pelicans fans right now, I would just say to appreciate what this team is right now because you've been around for a while. This is obviously the most fun team we've had, and there's probably about 28 teams out there that or fan bases out there that wishes they were cheering for the Pelicans every night. So you got to really appreciate this team.
Well said. Um, I've watched almost every single team this year live, and I don't think there's a team that comes close to the way
I
the Pelicans play
well,
together.
I'm a Grizzlies apologist. I love the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are also very fun.
You
But
do? Well,
yeah, no,
yeah, fun, but like,
no, Grizzlies got that same like thing as the Pelicans.
really?
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
I just feel like I don't see the Pelicans doing what Dylan Brooks just did. But
Wait,
you saw the
remind
whole
me.
fiasco with Klay Thompson.
Oh, I mean that's just the Warriors. The Warriors really seem to piss off the Grizzlies.
I don't. I think the Grizzlies started that, dude. Dylan
No,
Brooks started that.
it's okay. So it started with like
The
the
playoffs.
Jordan Poole getting hurt, and then or not Jordan Poole. No, it started with Gary Payton getting hurt, and then they said some stuff about how like the Grizzlies did it on purpose, and then
No,
Jordan
it
Poole.
started when Dylan Brooks said they were a dynasty.
Oh, they
Like
said.
they
Oh,
said,
okay.
he said the Grizzlies were a dynasty. Like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
winning one playoff series.
yeah. But no, I think it really started with the Gary Payton stuff, and then Ja got hurt in that series
Yeah,
on a questionable injury.
yeah.
Um, and then it kind of spiraled from there. But yeah, those two teams don't like each other, which I hope they play in the playoffs. It'll be fun.
We want rivalries back in the NBA.
Yeah, back
Everybody
in the
does.
no, there's definitely some real beef forming in the Western Conference, I think.
Yeah, there is for sure. Even the Pelicans and Timberwolves had a little beef.
Yeah, Pels T Wolves was nice today. Of course, Pels Suns is our big rivalry. We got Grizzlies Warriors. That'd be a dope Final Four to get.
Yeah, Sam, this leads me into my next segment. We're gonna switch things up. I have a roast of the day today.
Ooh. I
Yep.
was thinking we could make like YouTube shorts out of our roast of people. I don't
Yeah,
think it'll be
that's
that difficult
true.
to do that.
Good business
Like just
idea.
a quick segment. But
But
before
my
you do that, before you do that, random NBA player go.
Ignaz Brazdeikis.
It's always a solid choice.
um, I was about to say Norris Cole for some reason.
Norris Cole, that's it. Only real ones will remember.
um, Mehmet Okur is another random player.
Not even I know who that is. Okay, anyways, I'd like to hear your roast here.
Yeah, sure. So my roast of the day actually just happened while Sam was having his malfunctions.
Am I getting
D'Angelo
roasted?
Russell. What?
I thought I was about to get roasted.
Oh no, no.
Never
I already roasted you in the beginning.
oh,
But
true.
D'Angelo Russell has the nerve to go on his press conference and say Zion Williamson was playing a completely different sport than what he was. He claimed Zion was playing football while everybody else was playing basketball. He said there was nothing they could do to stop it. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like a you problem.
I think to me that's the most like backwards compliment I've ever heard to say
Yeah,
that a
it's like a
guy was so
backhanded compliment.
to say that a guy was so good that he was literally playing a different sport than you and that you couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, he was that good. It looked like he was playing a different sport. But I don't know, you got to deal with it, man.
yeah,
That's the way he plays. It's within the game. Obviously, there's nothing illegal about driving into the paint and being 6'6", 250, and an absolute tank. Um, so I don't know. You got to get better.
yeah. And in addition to these backhanded, backwards statements made by D'Angelo Russell, he said when Zion confiscated the ball from whoever that was that McDaniels?
It's about at the end of the
Yeah,
game, like the steal.
yeah, the steal.
Um, I don't know. He intercepted the pass. The pass might have been meant for McDaniel's, but I don't know. That's not the point.
He said he yanked the ball from him.
Oh, it was a
It was a
pass.
clean steal.
Yeah, no, it was a freaking pass that like he like just caught it and then he like swiped it, right? If I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
So congratulations to you, D'Angelo Russell, for being my first roast of the day. You
First roast.
clown.
Well, who was the first roast from? I think I roasted Texas A&M after they lost to App State.
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
Good one. No, the problem with it is there's just let the teams and the people that you roast continue to be so very like easy to make fun of, and they keep giving you new content, but I don't want to roast Nathaniel Hackett 5 times, even though I easily could.
Yeah,
Um,
Nathaniel Hackett's gone, by the way.
Same thing goes for Texas A&M this year. That would have worked on many occasions, except for the night that we don't speak of.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got any other thoughts here before we?
Yeah. Shout out LSU basketball.
Shout out LSU basketball, definitely. A team that I thought would maybe win 10 games this year, has started off 12-1, and a big top 10 win today over Arkansas at home, proving
Defended
that
the PMAC.
yeah, at the PMAC, proving they're gonna be able to compete in conference play. I got to start locking in.
Yeah, same. Got to get my bracket right this year.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think I've got all this experience now. It's about time I get the perfect bracket. I think this year will probably
Think
be
this year's the year you put it all together?
this year's probably the year that I get the one in. I think it's like 3 trillion chance of me getting the perfect bracket. It's gonna happen.
Sam, I like the confidence. I like the
Yeah,
confidence.
you gotta have the confidence. So
I
I have
think
any?
that does it for today. You got anything else?
I don't know. I thought this was mildly funny. I don't know. We don't talk about soccer a lot on this channel, but Neymar fouled out. I'm a basketball fan. He got a second yellow on diving, which I thought was pretty funny today, and got kicked out.
Wait, and didn't PSG play Strasbourg today?
Yeah, they won 2-1.
Yeah, so Mbappe had like a 10 in the extra time.
My Spurs here. Go Spurs.
Yeah, go Mbappe.
Best club. Oh, I have an Mbappe jersey now.
You do? So do I, right there.
Uno momento. I'll be back.
For a second, that is my Mbappe jersey right there. Come on, Alvarado. As y'all can see, Sam has that brilliant poster of Kim Jong-un right there.
It's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Gianni has that same jersey.
I know, he got it like a week ago or something.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous jersey. That is a gorgeous jersey, Sam.
It is the cleanest football jersey I've ever seen, soccer jersey, whatever.
Sam, we're American, we say soccer. Or white Americans, we say.
I've watched a lot of soccer lately. I've started to call it football sometimes. I alternate back and forth. But
fair enough.
Let's see. Quick fire takes. No, I don't think I have anything.
Cue the outro.
That'll do it. Thank you for listening. Cue the outro.
Sam and CD. CD and Sam.